to talk about Week 6, South football. Before we begin, let's begin with our Big South Weekly Awards and some notes to pass along from the conference. First, our honorees from this past weekend. Boyce Hotel's Offensive Player of the Week was a collective group, the Coastal Carolina offensive line of Chad Hamilton, Jamie Cheatwood, Kevin Hart, Mo Ashley, and Drew Herring. The Defensive Player of the Week from Charleston Southern, Will Hunt. The Special Teams Player of the Week, also from Charleston Southern, was kicker Mark DuBois. And the Crons Brand Freshman of the Week this past weekend from VMI wide receiver Matthew Nicholson. And the Big South had another great weekend this past Saturday, moving to 14-5 against FCS opponents. It's the most victories against non-conference FCS foes in league history. Of those 14 wins, 8 have been road games, which is also a league record. Charleston Southern and Coastal Carolina are among the 5 national teams that are 5-0 in FCS, and the Big South is the only conference to have 2 of those 5-0 teams. The Chanticleer's number 6, number 9 national ranking is the highest ever for a Big South team at this point in the season. Charleston Southern's Christian Reyes is 516 rushing yards this season. That is close to matching the Bucs' season leader from last year. Coastal Carolina's Lorenzo Taliaferro became the fastest player in Big South history to score 10 touchdowns. He got numbers 10 and 11 this past weekend in his 5th game of the year. VMI quarterback Eric Kordenbrock moved into 7th in Big South history for career passing yards. Coastal Carolina at Elon tied the Big South record for most consecutive 50-point games, 300-yard rushing games, and 500-yard offensive games at 3 each. So congratulations to the Shots for that. Charleston Southern's 4-game road win streak is the 2nd longest in Big South history and is also a school record. Liberty's Kevin Fogg moved into the Big South's career top 10 for career interception return yards with 134 over the weekend. So those are just some news and notes to pass along for this past weekend. And with that, we'll move into our first head coach of the morning, the head coach of the number 24-25 ranked Gardner-Webb Running Bulldogs, Carroll McCray. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Mark. Thank you. Certainly good to be with you this morning, and big week for the Big South. Congratulations to all the teams and honors of the specific players you mentioned, including the whole offensive line down at Coastal. Sound like they did a great job. We certainly excited about the opportunity we had at home this past week, and was able to come out and take care of business against Point University, and got some things done. We had a few lulls in the ball game mentally, I thought, and more penalties than we wanted. We're still working on our football team getting better. We did have some guys step up and make some plays for us, so we're happy that we certainly needed that to happen. And in the 3rd and 4th quarter, we were able to go ahead and play some more guys and get some experience that we're certainly going to need as we get into the meat of the season because of injuries and this or that. But came out of the thing fairly healthy, hoping to get everybody back ready to play this week, the ones that missed last week. And I don't know about the rest of the conference, but right now the flu bug is our biggest detriment. We probably lost more practice time with kids having the flu than we have any other injuries. So hoping to get them all on the practice field this week and get ready to go play Charlotte in just a few days. And I think Charlotte's probably going to play a lot of Big South teams, it looks like. Coach Lambert's doing a really fine job with a new program. They had 3-2, and they had a really fine road win last week down in Clinton, where they performed very, very well and took care of the football and had a big win on the road. But headed to Charlotte, certainly we got to make sure our football team's ready to go. This is a really opportunistic football team. They lead the country in takeaways and very, very with their defense and very, very balanced on offense. With a young quarterback who's playing well, and they got a first-year program that has got a few transfers mixed in there that are stepping up, really making some big plays. And they got some highlight players that can gain ground on you quickly in the skill department. and the big up front on both sides of the ball. So we're going to have to make sure we're ready in the line of scrimmage if we want to have an opportunity to represent the Big South the right way. And like I said, Coach Lambert's doing a good job, as everybody would expect. It knows him. Solid football team, although they're young. Very, very well coached and very, very well prepared each and every week of the video I've seen so far. So we're glad to wrap up another game at home, and now we take to the road to go up to Charlotte.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll take questions for Gardner-Webb head coach Carroll McCray. To ask a question, please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser. Raise hand if you joined us via the web. Questions for Gardner-Webb head coach Carroll McCray. And Coach, first questions for you are from Matthew Clark of the Daily Courier. Coach,
okay.
Good morning.
Hey, Matthew. Good morning.
Fine.
Coach, you talk about how Charlotte is very an opportunistic team and takes advantage of turnovers, and you also talk about needing to line up at the line of scrimmage. I kind of break that down a little bit first. Early on, you had some issues with some turnovers in some certain games, but over the last couple games, you found a way to really take care of the football. Wofford was a bit of a struggle. A lot of that due to it. But against Point, you took care of the football and did those things. Do you feel confident about your ability to hang on to the football, to not for like Lucas not to make bad decisions when throwing, and for Juan and JJ not to be able to hang on to the football solidly and not turn the football over?
Well, I hope we can. I think that it's going to be imperative that we do take care of the football if we want to have an opportunity to win a game like this. We want to be aggressive with the football. We want Beatty to be aggressive with the ball when he has the opportunity to throw the ball, but we want to be very, very smart and calculated in what we do. So I think play selection will be important, and like I say, we want him to be aggressive, but we don't want to make foolish things happen that are costly to us because of mental mistakes. And did a little better job gaining some ground on that this past week, as you mentioned, and it'd be a must for us this week if we want to have an opportunity as we go to Charlotte.
And Coach, to follow up, on your line play, obviously your defensive line is doing very well against the run, but Charlotte does bring in a very good quarterback in Matt Johnson. So talk about your secondary and what the challenge that they will inevitably face against the 49ers.
Well, when I look at them, they're very balanced on offense. They're about 450 yards per game offensively, and 200 on the ground and 250 in the air. But Matt Johnson is playing very well. Got I think 11 touchdown passes. He's a dual threat guy. They use him to run the football, and he's got a couple of really good receivers out there. The young Bostic kid is their big play guy. He's done well as a true freshman for them. And, by formation and motion and all those kind of things, they really try to keep you on your heels with their coaching staff. I think they do a good job of that. And, they got two really talented H-backs, they call them, Bolus and Crawford. They're young men that are kind of tweeners from running backs and receivers. And those guys are very, very good when they catch the football or running with it. So they only got some speed on the edge. They got some guys that can play the slot and the wing, and they play them in the backfield and all over, and do a good job moving their guys around. So I think it'll really go back to us honing in, making sure we're aligned properly, making sure that we communicate the defense that we have called so that we'll have a chance to defend them because, as you said, Matt Johnson's been playing well and distributing the football to quite a few guys in different formations. So it'll certainly be a challenge for us.
Do you think this will be one of the biggest defensive challenge outside of Marshall that you guys will have seen thus far?
Well, each week poses a different problem, but I certainly think that we'll have our hands full with this offense because they are balanced and the way they try to run the football and throw play action pass. I think it'll be important that we read our keys. If we have some lulls and get sloppy in our mental process, they certainly can make you pay for it very quickly.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Matthew. And Coach, the next question for you is from David Scott of the Charlotte Observer.
Okay. Hey, David, how you doing?
Doing well, Coach. How are you?
Fine.
Good. Could you talk a little bit about the importance of the Charlotte area in recruiting for you? And I mean, you have several Charlotte players on the roster, and then how having the team here now might affect that.
Well, we're not very far from Charlotte, so Metro Charlotte is a large population with really good football, and certainly in times gone by, my history here way back when Gardner-Webb's had really fine football teams, that there's a lot of young men that have been attracted from that area over here. And when you look at their roster, it's very evident Coach Lambert has made a very strong effort to take care of business in Mecklenburg County and the surrounding counties. There's quite a few young men on that roster from North Carolina, as well as very close to Charlotte. So even though the football is better, UNCC is attracting quite a few of those young men, and certainly it has changed dynamics as far as recruiting the area. But we have some good players from that area, and we think we have some ties down there, and certainly we want to go down that way and make sure that we're seen as we try to grow our football program and attract top players to our area as well.
What do you how would you describe your recruiting area or priorities in terms of where you try and get guys and that kind of thing?
Well, we'd like to be in the Southeast. Our recruiting at Gardner-Webb has been a little broad, in my opinion. It's been more national than it has been local. But, basically for us, it'd be North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. And we would like to see if we could bring enough young men in from the Southeast to build our program the way we think it needs to be built, and so that we can challenge other teams that we play, including people in the Big South. So we'll try to stay in this area. We'll recruit from anywhere that we have a connection, but the Southeast is very important to us, and I think you need to recruit your own state and your surrounding states best you can, because I think it helps with the fan base, as well as helps your university as far as getting those alumnus back out when they graduate, so that you can bring some more people in from the local areas. So that's what we will try to do.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. And Coach, I don't see any more questions for you, but there is one item I do want to point out. There is an event going on Saturday morning. The game ball for the Charlotte Gardner-Webb game is going to be transported via 60-mile relay run. I understand it's going to start at 4:15 at the 50-yard line at Spengler Stadium. Just wondering, just get your thoughts on the activity and the joint effort by the ROTC programs of both schools at the Military Appreciation Day at Charlotte. You had yours a couple weeks ago. Just your quick thoughts on that event leading up to the ball game.
Well, we're very appreciative, certainly, of our ROTC program as well as the one at Charlotte, and we got the ball already brushed up and ready to go, and we're excited it's going to start here, and the military has assured us that it'll be there in time for the ball game. So quite an honor to do that. We're glad that Gardner-Webb's involved and that we've tied our things together with Charlotte to pull that off. So excited about that.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for that, and that's all the time we have for you. Appreciate you joining us. Good luck Saturday at Charlotte.
Thanks. We'll need it, and good luck to all the Big South teams this week. Y'all have a good week.
All right. Thanks, Coach. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.